let's be honest, the health and fitness world can be pretty confusing. We're constantly bombarded with terms that sound the same but mean totally different things. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. Using some really fascinating insights from Professor Cristiano Verducci, we're going to untangle these ideas and find out why real, true health might just start in a place most of us never even think to look.
Okay, so look at these pairs: sport versus physical activity, wellness versus well-being. You might think, yeah, same difference. But the gap between these concepts is actually huge. And understanding that difference, it could literally change how you think about your own health. Let's dive in.
All right, first up, sport versus physical activity. We throw these words around all the time, right? But they're not the same thing at all. In fact, they're two completely different worlds with completely different end goals. This quote is from way back in 1761, but it absolutely nails the core idea for us. Movement is just fundamental to being healthy. The real question is, are all types of movement really created equal? So when we talk about sport, we're really talking about an industry. It's for pro athletes, it's all about competition, scores, rankings, breaking records. It's a spectacle designed to be watched. Honestly, it's for a tiny, tiny percentage of people who are pushing their bodies to the absolute edge. Physical activity, on the other hand, is a whole different story. This isn't about winning, it's about health. It's the kind of movement that's essential for every single one of us. And here's the golden rule. It has to be good for you, with no damaging side effects. We're talking about something as simple and perfect as a walk outside. Now, why does that distinction matter so much? Because it helps explain a massive problem. You could even call it a failure in the modern fitness industry. Back in the 90s, the industry made this huge promise to get everybody moving. But decades later, well, the results aren't exactly what they'd hoped for. And this chart says it all. The big goal was to get 50%, half the population, engaged in fitness. But after 20 years of new trends, fancy gyms, and high-tech gadgets, that number barely budged. It stalled out at just 10%. That's a huge gap between the promise and reality. So you have to ask, what went wrong? Professor Verducci argues that the industry got too obsessed with the tools, the classes, the workouts, the equipment, and totally missed the mindset. It was selling products, but failing to actually build a culture of movement. And this quote is the key. An instructor tells you how to do a squat, but an educator helps you understand why movement is a vital part of your life. The fix isn't some new workout fad, it's a deep cultural shift in how we think about moving our bodies. This brings us perfectly to our next big idea, because the fitness industry, well, it's just one piece of a much, much bigger pie, the multi-trillion-dollar global wellness market. So what exactly is wellness? It's all the stuff you can see and buy to feel better. It's the yoga studios, the organic juice, the spa days, the supplements, the meditation apps. It's the whole external material world of products and services designed to make us feel good. And hey, let's be clear, there's nothing wrong with wellness. It can be a fantastic first step, especially for managing things like stress. But the problem is, it often just skates on the surface. It's really good at treating the symptoms, but not so great at getting to the root cause. And that leads us to the heart of this whole discussion. It's a concept Professor Verducci calls well-being. And you gotta pay attention to the emphasis on being, because this is about the internal, invisible work that he says has to happen first. This slide just lays it out so clearly. Wellness is an outside-in job. We add things, products, services to try and feel better. Well-being is the complete opposite. It's an inside-out process. It's not about adding more stuff. It's about subtraction, about bravely facing what's really going on inside. And this quote just hits it right on the head. That Italian word malessere, it basically means discomfort or unease, a state of ill-being. The idea is that you can't just buy a solution to that feeling. Real well-being only starts when you find the courage to turn inward and face that discomfort head-on. And look, this work on the self isn't just some abstract idea. It's a real process. It starts with something simple, self-observation, just paying attention to what's happening inside you without judging it. Then you move to consciously facing that discomfort instead of running away from it. And that's when the real, lasting change can finally happen, from the inside out. Okay, I know what you're thinking. An inside job, facing discomfort? Where on earth do I even begin with that? It sounds complicated, but the starting point is actually the simplest, most powerful tool we all have.
That's right, it's your breath. Breathing is the ultimate bridge between our inner world and our outer body. It's the most fundamental physical activity there is. It's free, you don't need any special equipment, and it's the perfect practice for building true well-being.
Now, we're not just talking about the automatic breathing your body does 24/7. We're talking about conscious breathing, a deliberate, voluntary practice. In this way of thinking, it's not just a relaxation trick. It's a complete and primary form of physical activity. It's literally a workout for your inner self. And here's why it's so incredibly powerful. The second you choose to focus on your breath, you are, by definition, right here in the present moment. You can't breathe in the past, you can't breathe in the future, and that presence is awareness. It's the starting line for all of this inner work we've been talking about. So it all comes down to this one question, really. The wellness industry offers us an endless list of things to do. But maybe, just maybe, the real journey isn't about adding more to our checklist. Maybe it's about fundamentally changing our state of being. And that's a transformation that can start right now with nothing more than your very next conscious breath.